Hi, this is Katie, and thank you for joining me on the My Senses, My Space podcast. And today I wanted to talk about why isn't something working for you? Usually this is some kind of friction that you are trying and something's not quite working and it's not producing the desired outcome. And there can be multiple factors in this, but I wanted to kind of provide some questions for you that you can ask yourself to see if this can help guide you through that experience of, is this right for me? Is this the right time for me? Do I have all the pieces I need to do this? Like, what is going on? How can we break this down and examine it? So the first question to ask yourself is, what is the reason why I'm doing this in the first place? It could be something intrinsic to what you want to accomplish with your goals, but it also could be you're following somebody else's goal. It could be that it's somebody else's goal put upon you. It could be that you're thinking of a future self that doesn't exist and may never exist. Sometimes we fall in love with these fantasy selves of ours that, oh, I want to be the person who's known to do this. And then you're trying it and it's not working. And there needs to be a why of why you're digging into this thing, because it will bring you joy or satisfaction or accomplishment or something that really supports your soul. And so I'm not saying like asking this question, figuring it out, is going to like suddenly make everything click. Sometimes it does. But if you don't get to that core of why, is this an outlet of creativity? Is this a goal that will set you up for future goals, like in education or taking a class or furthering out your skills, learning from other people? Is it to connect with other people and just make your community and connections stronger? Is it to support your family in emotionally or financially or something like that? Is the goal that you're trying to do, the stepping stones that you're stepping on, what is that end result? What is the why you want to get to that end result? So what is that reason for you to pick up your pen, your computer, whatever it is, the paintbrush, the keyboard to type out everything? Why are you doing that every day? Because that can really carry you through. If you can carry this picture of like, this is going to open doors for me, that can be really powerful. Or this is an outlet for me to feel my feels and communicate with others. That is like, it's necessary. I'm feeling this pull for this to come out of me and to get onto the page or to connect with people. Another question you can ask yourself, have you exhausted all the approaches in getting this done? So almost all these different things that you have for a goal or things that you want to accomplish or things you want to try have different approaches to them. Like, we should celebrate that, sitting down to write a poem can be done in a myriad of ways. It can be dictated. It can be drawn out with art next to it. It can be like jotted down on a phone on a train. It can be written on a napkin. It can be just told to a friend and then like, wait, that sounded really good. Maybe I should write that down. And all of these are correct. If you want to label them as incorrect and correct, they're all available to you. And many times we can look at approaches and go, oh, well, I've never done it that way, so that's not going to work for me. But have you tried? Have you tried just another way? Maybe you haven't discovered how dictation might open up even a whole new way to create for you, or getting colors involved with markers or pens or paints or whatever can inspire you even further. Maybe it's photography, whatever it is, to create that poem at the time. I'm just using the example of a poem. But what if there's ways you've just never tried? Because that's how creators create. They try something new. So what other approach could you have to it? What other resources do you have? And this can be like, are you supporting yourself through playing music at the time? Are you supporting yourself by your children having a babysitter or having another parent be with them for a while for you to have the space to do that? Are you, do you have the right supplies? And right, I'm putting quotes on that. Do you have the supplies that work for you? Do you have the time to schedule into your schedule so you can actually allow enough time to pass by that you can go through the process of creating something? So a lot of times, I know for me, especially being neurodivergent, I need kind of this transition time into something and transition time out of something. So I always have to buffer my time. And so when I'm scheduling time into my planner, I'm having like much longer periods where I'm saying, I can't be contacted right now, and I need to work in this space. Do you need to invest in something for yourself where it can make the process a whole lot easier for you? Can you lean on your community to ask for other resources? Maybe a Buy Nothing group has some other art supplies, or they have an old monitor or computer or something that you can just put off to the side and like write on that doesn't have social media on it. I'm just kind of grabbing ideas here, but like sometimes we just need to ask around and see if someone has something that could really help us out, or even connect with other people who are doing the same thing, so you can kind of co-work together, so you can kind of be accountable for one another. Maybe it's a school program that you're going through together, and you can cheerlead each other on, saying, okay, we're all on this assignment next, and guess what, there's only 2 more left before this class is done. You know, sometimes we really need that support of our community to get through really hard things. And when we feel like isolated and disconnected and not supported, that's when we can really be frustrated and really like, maybe this isn't going to happen for me, or this doesn't feel right and I'm not understanding it. Maybe we need to ask more questions as well. If there's something that we're doing that we've never done before, consider going to some people and seeing if you can ask them those burning questions of like, I don't understand between this point and this point. How do you get there? And this can go for art, writing, any kind of things that you're doing and trying to comprehend in life. Sometimes there's like that missing bridge that we just need to talk to someone about and say, how does this work? Especially like I'm thinking, that's what my son's doing in class today. There's those times where you just don't understand the assignment, or you don't understand what people are doing, and then you go to the teacher and you go, how do I do this? We can do that in life with mentors and say, well, how did you go from here to here? Because I think I'm missing something. Could it be that like maybe your time of day or time of the week or season that you're trying to do this just isn't congruent with everything else that's going on in your life. Especially here in the Northern Hemisphere, when we have summertime and all the kids are out of school, there's a very different vibe and a very different workload that we can carry as caregivers, where we may just not have enough time to really focus on things because we're taking care of our kids. But then in the fall, when they go back to school, suddenly there's more time to allow your brain to process and think around the things that you're trying to accomplish. So it could be just where you're at within the year. And here's one of the biggest questions. What have the previous times that you've tried something, what information have you gleaned off of them? What do these, I'm trying to resist calling them failures, but you can call them that, because a failure doesn't mean it was wrong. What could these failures, I will say failures because otherwise it gets confusing. What did these things that didn't work out, anyway, what did these failures lead to compost into something where it led you to new information, and so you could pivot and kind of go a different way. So you could springboard off of that and go, you know what? If I look at this whole situation and look at it objectively and try to subtract my emotions a little bit, because you can feel your emotions. Please feel them, let them go, process them, and let them kind of exit your body. Then sit down and go, okay, objectively, if I'm just looking at this, why is this process not working? What is being jumbled up here? And you can kind of notice, oh, well, I'm missing something. I'm missing a piece here. I'm jumping over something here. I'm trying something that doesn't work with my mind and my body. There's something off here. And try to pinpoint those things so that you can try again. Now, all of these things I work with my clients with. They are very much they have a goal in mind, and often they're seeing how, whether they're neurodivergent or they have a chronic illness or anything, they can have a tough time going, why can't I do this? Why can't I do this? That's one of their biggest questions. And we sit down and we figure out, well, you can do it this way, or maybe there's just a whole different goal altogether. How do we make the steps smaller? What are those steps? What is your why for doing this in the first place? And I love helping and coaching people through that. So if you're interested to work one-on-one, just DM me or email me and we can begin the process. But a lot of this is identifying what's not working and why, isn't it? So thank you for joining me today, and I will see you next time on the My Senses, My Space podcast.